What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Ali Madawi with the one and only Tanya Tanika, aka TT. Do you love me? Are you right? Okay, let me stop. We are super fired up, excited. This is our second episode since we've officially initiated me, Tanya, and I, a brand new installment within the many shows that we have, within the many trainings, the many operations, the many companies. And this is a little bit different because, most of what you see us do in a public fashion, it's all about business and branding and even biblical teaching as well. But we decided like we need something for me to be me, right? Like not ME Studios, but like truly Ali and Tanya to talk some stuff, right? Like let me have a platform where I can just turn off the avatar, the business guy, and just kind of talk a little bit about the real, whatever the real may be in our lives. Last week, I just so you know, it was amazing. Had a blast. That episode was fire. We got to spend some time in Baltimore together, which we want to chat about that. But how you doing? Wait, let me do it right. How you doing? That's how Whitney. What's her name? Whitney.
I'm gonna need you to practice that. Is how
what was
you
her
doing?
name? What's her name? Oh. Whitney Williams.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm not.
How you doing?
No, I am getting better with names. How about that?
Whitney Williams. Yeah. All right. Cool. So first and foremost, what's up, sis? How you doing?
What up, bro?
You dropped baby boy. You dropped baby boy to the airport today. He gave you a little surprise, like, "Hey, something changed. I need you to change your life for me." In which I'm grateful for you being a super mom. We are still in a recovery mode, if you will, in many ways. But go ahead, you hit me with a but.
We'll say this. I love what happened. So,
well, tell us, because people don't know what happened. What happened?
So,
tell me a story.
What happened was, so yes, he had to do an emergency flight out to work, and I was like, okay. And we didn't get to communicate when the flights would be, but I had something. So we have an alignable community, and we were
shout out to the alignable peeps, by the way. You guys are so awesome, always loyal and showing up for us.
Absolutely. And so we were supposed to have that event, and you were at another appointment, and then a couple of our backups were at appointments, and I'm thinking, what are we going to do? And I could have went completely ballistic and been like, oh my gosh, I'm so worried and blah, 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 and get frazzled. But I was like, no, we're going to regulate this nervous system of mine, and everything is good. Nothing's gone wrong. And I'm creative. God's always going to give me strategy.
Facts.
And so I had to calm myself down for a second and just process through. After like 3 or 4 different outlets of backups. So this happens all the time in business. We go through this, right? And so I'm like, nah, just chill out. So I ended up getting one of our team members, Rashima, that we have in our administrative staff. And she jumped on, started it, and I went to go on my cell phone and I couldn't log in. So I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm still not going to go crazy. I'm just going to just breathe. So then Heather was there, which she's a regular. And I told Ramisha, I said, you know what? Here's the outline. I gave her the outline. I said, please have Heather, run it.
Rock
and
it
you
out.
have the controls. So I want you to go ahead and just do the breakout room, right? And that's how it happened. It all worked out because I kept on saying everything works out for my good, for my favor, and for those around me. And so, from that point, I was stopping by DC on my right-hand side where a trail that I constantly bike ride in. And it was a beautiful sunny day, and we're supposed to be recording. And I said, so in order to, when you regulate your nervous system, when you have a hard time or a stressful kind of moment, you want to go do something fun and playful to kind of let your body know, hey, you're good. So I went there and I just sat in the sun and sat on a park bench and relaxed for like about 15, 20 minutes. And then I came home and got ready, ate lunch and came to the recording. But it's just something that you and I go through on a regular basis, running and co-running multiple companies. Like things pop up. We have families. You have little ones. So, and I'll always be a mother, right? You'll always be a father, but we have our responsibilities. So I think I just wanted to share that because that's some real life issues that usually will frazzle people. And that's really the difference between somebody being capable and not capable of running a company.
Well, we got a lot to talk about that, about running a company. Well, I first of all, I'm so grateful that life happened the way it does, and God's got your back. So we solid. And yes, I'm always gonna be a father and a daddy. You know what I mean? Let me stop.
Who's daddy?
I'm always gonna be a daddy. Now that sounds really weird. That like that I said it with a Z. That went a little too far to the left. All right, let me
That's
stop.
because Maritza needs to say it, not you.
Yeah. Well, no. Oh my God, the day she's gonna say "daddy" to me, it's like something is wrong. Just so you like, she doesn't roll like that. You know, I know there's like women like what's up, daddy? Like no, like that doesn't even. I can't even. I would be scared if she says, "Hey, daddy." Like I would be like, "Where is my wife? Like what happened to you? You know, may the Lord be upon you. Get out of her body."
I cannot with you right now. You're talking about casting out demons.
If my wife calls me daddy, there is a problem. I am telling you, I've been with that woman since I was 17 years old in high school. So I know my wife.
To get her to do that just to record the reaction on you. We're going to put it on hidden camera.
Look, there's one bet that I've always won with every person in business in my whole life is everybody goes like, bro, your wife would be so great in my network marketing company. She's so beautiful and she's this and she's that. And she can talk to people. I'm like, if you get my wife to sign up in your MLM company, I'll sign up under her and I will exclusively build just your company. I will be so public. Because my wife is not built for MLM. That's not her world. She would never. She doesn't want it. She used to tell me, when we were in the MLM space, like in the field active, she would be like, "You put me on a 3-way call, I will say it's a Ponzi. You put me on a Zoom, I say, don't get involved, wife." Like that's how much she was anti being in that position to be used to sell a product or service. That would be her perspective. No offense, MLM peeps. I love you. We work with you. I'm just saying that's why I give the challenge to everybody. If you get my wife to sign up, get me involved, because that means that she's like, if this is it, this is it. All right, that's one. Here's the second challenge. If you get my wife to say daddy and have it recorded on camera, whatever you ask, you shall receive. I'm just being for real with you. But anyways, shout out to Andre Vaughn and Dr. Andrea Givens. We spent quality time in Baltimore with you this week, along with Jerron.
Amazing.
Yes, Jerron Hurt. Definitely a powerful story, which it just dropped on the Global Impact podcast. If you're not listening to it, make sure you find it ASAP. Focuses on mental health and all the initiatives that are being done in Global Impact Wellness Group. But that was, I mean, I don't know about you, but I did not have sinus issues. I was crying in those recording sessions. What was your takeaway from his story? And a little bit of context for our fellow listeners and viewers in here is Jerron Hurt has twin kids. They're 7 years old and a already successful man, done amazing things for himself, and started just doing fun videos with his kids on social, like all of us do. And his videos got over 1 billion views collectively in the different social media platforms, 1 billion with a B. And from a parent that is already successful financially, he lives in the 1% of the highest, wealthiest population in the Maryland, Baltimore specifically area. His kids were going to the best schools, and he was making $15,000, $20,000 a month from social media. And they took his kids away from him, saying that you are using your children to enrich yourself, and gave it to the mother who $15 an hour, like nothing wrong with $15 an hour, but she's not living up to par for what the kids were used to, and drugs in and out of the house and just a whole lot of crazy things. And he has not seen his kids for over 200 days. I cry when I don't see my kid for 1 day, so I can only imagine. But his story is powerful and scary because my kids and I are all over social media. So does that put me at risk? But what's your take, Tanya, on his story?
On his story, I think what really got me was that I learned a lot of things about the government and about child support and all of those areas, right? And so, like, to actually think that they take a portion of child
For
support
child
given,
support, yeah.
and the fact that they want to have the dad have less time and actually pay because they make more.
More
And
money,
so
yeah.
they actually want to keep, that. And I think that it really it messes with my head because we need the man in our lives. Like, we need fathers. And where we are right now in this world, my gosh, you see the effects of it, right? And so he was trying to show a loving, they wanted to be on camera, they were fine with it, a loving environment. And when he talked about the system, but then the lack of support for fathers, good fathers, and then the fact that they turned around and knew that their kids weren't getting food. They were also, Child Social Services was called on them multiple times, and they still wouldn't give the kids to their father, which was a much better environment. And so I think that's what really got me. But I'll leave it with this. This morning, something happened, and it actually brought me to tears. So there was a situation that happened at the school, and at a school locally here. I was shared that video. So a child was
Oh, the video of the school.
Yeah. So a child was fighting with another guy, and another guy goes to jump in and, tries to pull him off of him and, kind of save his friend. So while they're kind of hustling and bustling now, the guy who was, essentially getting beat up at the moment, stood up. Now this is in school, had a knife, came in and began stabbing him multiple times. And then it breaks to everybody has their phones out. And then the next thing you see are all of these children around and these two teachers standing, and the little boy is laying dead on the ground. And in my mind, I'm thinking, because I'm in that psychology world and everything, what happened in that moment? I mean, I was crying. I was just got done at the gym, and I was shown this video. I was in the shower, and my kids are like, "Hey, look at this." And I can't believe it's normalized. It's normalized that a little teenage boy.
How did he have a knife in the first place?
How did he have a knife in the first place? How did it get past? But here's my thing.
Shouldn't have gotten to that point anyways in the first place. As a child.
But then you think about it, right?
Yeah.
And let's just be raw with it. Our kids we've talked about this with the babies. Our kids are in these schools. They're in this environment. That mom thinks their child is going to get an education, and they get a call that your child is now dead.
Oh, stop. I don't even, oh man.
No, now let's bring this even to another level. When we find out why, and it's like, well, you looked at me this way, or you talked to my friend, or you did this, or you looked at my girlfriend. Wait, what? Are we seriously doing this? So you take a life for that? You're literally thinking, and of course my kids were like, I don't understand why you're upset and crying. And I said, I will never normalize a child losing their life, or anyone, or the lack of the fathering in the home, and just in general. I just won't.
How do you feel about this statement? There is no bad kids, there's only bad parents.
I'm torn because I know that I have seen amazing parents that love their children, but their kids envy the thuggish lifestyle of other individuals and money and all this power and everything. And so they envy that because they hear it in music and they see it on TV and social.
But you're bringing it back to my point. If the parents had certain things implemented, and again, please don't think I'm judging anybody. I'm just speaking from my vantage point, and I don't know what I don't know. Like you and I were in a Zoom earlier this morning. We were working, and you heard me gone on Isabel and Sebastian, I immediately was like, that gets turned off. That gets deleted. I don't ever want to hear that ever again, because if it gets me going and energized and fired up, I know for a fact it's going to get you going because of that. You talk about it all the time, the subconscious, frequencies and vibrations and music and, specific words that are put somewhere, even shows and whatnot. Like, Netflix shows, they have like the Mayan shows and the sorcerer shows and all that. I'm like, nope, because it is a grown man and a grown woman that has done research on sorcery and spelling that embedded all of that. Same thing goes with music. Nowadays, you and I both know, like, most of the music that is out there is fueled with just horrible things that the children should not be. It could be just one little word. It could be things that are twisted. So as a parent, if I did not have that moment with my child to say, hey, I need you to not do that, delete that app, I don't like this and I don't like that, I think my child would be exposed to that world and think that that world is normal. You ask my kid right now, and again, my kids are not, I'm not trying to compare, but my children don't know who Beyonce is. Though I think Queen Bee, I grew up like thinking she is the one, right? They don't know most of the stuff that's out there. When they get in the car, it's clean PG-13 music, like Kids Bob Kids, or, spiritual music, or whatever the case may be. Now, I understand that there are parents who have to work 2 jobs and don't have the ability to monitor their kids or afford the right babysitter or have the right family member. But I still think that I don't think it's fair to label a child as a bad kid just because that child was not in the right environment or had the right guidance to be a good person.
Okay, I'm gonna play this a different advocate right now because there's a couple things going on here. So I will say this. I agree. I wouldn't say a bad child. What I would say is there's not good behavior. So I wouldn't label a child, a human being, as bad. I would say their behavior is not acceptable.
No, I get you on that. Yeah.
So that I agree. Now, here's the thing. I remember I've taught my son, I've done all those things, and I remember he was 9 and he was on a school bus and he got introduced to pornography. How did that happen? One of the kids said, my dad watches it all the time.
See, and that's what I'm getting at.
But that had nothing to do with my family. Now, did my son actually came home and he started crying. He said, why would a woman subject herself to something so awful? He was like, I don't understand why she would think that that was okay. Why would she do that to her body? He was like mortified that she would actually, put herself out there and not honor herself.
Crazy that nowadays that's what our kids are dealing with.
Right. And I taught him well. But here's the thing. When he's outside of my 4 walls, what am I able to do? Right? Another instance, my daughter was always, raised well, but then loved and all that stuff, right? But then goes to school, high school. You can't be there all the time. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what social media or who's even showing them, whatever. And then she's gotten bullied. I fought in the school and we had to fight so long to say, this is not healthy. This is not good. And the police officers, everybody, you know what their response was? 2 responses. Number 1, go get a weapon. And if they're on your property, we can't tell you not to handle what you need to handle and protect your family.
Yeah, so I get
the alternative.
All the variables. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
And then they said, the system is made for the bully. It's not meant to protect the person. So they can say they're going to stab you all they want. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to shoot you. It doesn't matter what they do. I've gone through this, okay?
Because it's only talk. It's not they can't arrest
it's not
a
premeditated,
conversation.
it's not nothing. Unless they actually have a knife in front of you and they're doing it, now you can go ahead and move forward. So when we make these statements as of the parents, I just want to encourage parents because I did both. I isolated my younger son so much that he was not ready for the real world when it came down to it. I did the same thing. VeggieTales, all of it, everything. instead of just teaching them how to guide and set boundaries and do that, I overdid it trying to be protective, and it actually worked against that. And then I've also tried to set the boundaries of being the good parent and not letting them be in violence and all this other stuff or be subject to it. But the kids are going to want to do what they want to do because they're learning from everywhere around them their independence.
Look,
it's their life.
I get it, but I still think. Look, here's the difference. Again, we can have probably 5 days worth of this conversation, but the difference is that determines the good parent versus the not is just the fact that your son came to you to have a healthy conversation about that circumstance instead of going to his room and just watching the next videos and the next videos and the next videos.
Parenting. Yeah.
That made a direct impact on his well-being. You know, Jerron Hurt, who was talking about the statistics, was 81% of incarcerated kids or men in Baltimore specifically, come out of single mom households. That is a crazy statistic, but that's because there was no father figure or the second adults that can monitor while mom is working. They can, they were missing. But you, my friend, right now in your life, I know Hobby's coming. Hobby, if you're listening, Tanya's waiting for you. Let's go. Chop, chop. Come on. I'm just saying, like, what are you waiting for, bro? Like, it's like, oh, it's just too good to be true. When was the last time you had a Bentley saying, I'm here, put me in the garage. Like, let's go. We're waiting for you. Anyways, not for long. I'm just saying, like, look at me. I'm giving you a direct warning. You're about to lose the treasure. Warning. Okay.
Feeling that's going to be a whole entire reel because you're my brother and you want to just put me out and embarrass me.
Whichever camera is facing me. Yeah. Okay.
At ME Studios, we don't just create campaigns, we build brands. Our mission is to transform your ideas into a compelling experience that resonates with your audience and elevates your brand identity. Hey there! Ever dreamt of launching your own branding campaign, but overwhelmed by all the moving parts? From concept to execution, the process can seem daunting. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Look no further. Welcome to ME Studios, your one-stop shop for all things branding. Imagine this, a place where creativity meets technology, and your branding dreams come to life. We start with pre-production. Our expert team dives into creative concept meetings, curates top-tier guests, and even puts together stunning headshots. We help you shape your vision and plan every detail meticulously. We even throw in AI-powered commercials to give you that extra edge. These commercials are designed to seamlessly integrate with your content, making your campaign not just informative, but also commercially viable. Next up, production. Picture yourself in a state-of-the-art studio with professional lighting, high-quality mics, and an inspiring atmosphere. Our studios are equipped with the latest technology to ensure your sessions are smooth and productive. We create power-packed segments split into 3 engaging parts, 15 minutes each, designed to captivate your audience. Our team ensures that each segment is filled with valuable content and keeps your audience hooked. Now, let's talk post-production. Our team meticulously edits your content, adding branded intros and outros, custom music, and flawless transitions. We take care of all the technical details so you can focus on delivering your message. We make sure your message shines brighter than ever. Our goal is to enhance your voice and make your campaign stand out in a crowded market. Finally, it's time to launch. We distribute your polished campaign across all major platforms, ensuring your campaign reaches the widest possible audience. But that's not all. We create viral reels, issue a national press release, and ensure your campaign gets the attention it deserves. Our marketing strategies are designed to maximize your reach and engagement. At ME Studios, we bring your vision to life. Our dedicated team works tirelessly to ensure your campaign is a true reflection of your brand and resonates with your audience. Your campaign, your brand, done right. We take pride in delivering high-quality, professional campaigns that make a lasting impact. Ready to make your mark? Visit themestudios.net and book your launch today. Our team is excited to help you start your branding journey. Thanks for watching, and let's get your voice out there. Together, we can create something truly special. Lee.
But you know, you have a healthy relationship with your children, that there is healthy fear, and fear, not that they're afraid of you, but there's that obedience. I don't want to disappoint my mother, you know, and that comes from a spiritual lineage, if you will, right? Like we have, you know, like we are God-fearing people. That doesn't mean that I am terrified and, you know, like no, I have a healthy parental fear with Heavenly Father, right? And I think that is the missing piece. You know, I grew up in a very unhealthy household. And I mean, anything and everything, you know, my story that you could imagine has occurred and has happened. And even with that, I had the unhealthy fear, right? So much so that until this day, like if my father was sitting in here, I'm like, is he going to whip me? Like as, you know, an adult, a father of two kids. Yeah, I still have that feeling because I'm terrified. I'm afraid of what goes on social media, what I say. You'd never, ever, ever find a single cursing video of Ali anywhere. Now, don't get me wrong. Every now and then I slip and I drop an F-bomb. Like I'm a human being and I'm foul and I am a bad person and a sinner like everybody else. But in my head, my mother's watching everything that I say. So I'm like, I can't say that on public. My mother's watching. And that's the healthy fear, right? That's that. I think,
agree with that.
Yeah. So go ahead.
I will say this. I definitely agree with that. I just wanted to make sure I also shared a different perspective, that I thought I was doing effective parenting. I thought that, you know, the kids are going to be great and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. But I have 3 different children, 3 personalities, right? And now different ages, you know, 18 and 24 and 15. And it's just,
those are different phases too, if you think about it.
Yes. And so many different aspects of what they're going through in their life. And so, do you know how many times I've actually been like, if they go to, they're human beings and they have their own will and they go to do certain things that I'm like, I didn't raise you that way. And then I feel like an awful parent. And so there are parents out there who are doing what they're doing, but their kids are going to test the limits. Their kids, you know, are going to.
I agree.
But you're doing great because in the middle of when they're babies, you're instilling the certain things. And then at one point, yes, you know,
I'm not your, look, I'm just going to keep it real. I'm not your normal father or parent overall, just because I did not have a normal, childhood. And my childhood is fueled with fear and trauma and horrible things that by default, I'm like, I don't want my son to go through 1% of what I've gone through. You know, we were in DC this week, you know, after we finished Baltimore, we stayed there and, you know, we're in an empty hotel, by the way, like empty. There's nobody in there. And, you know, there's the bathroom right in there. We're having dinner. And Sebastian was like, hey, I'm going to just go to the bathroom. And mom automatically was like, you going to go with him? I'm like, absolutely. He's like, Papa, the bathroom is right there. I'm like, yeah, I know. He's like, it's empty. Why can't I go by myself? I'm like, you say that I'm almost 8 years old and I'm a big boy. Why do you have to come with me to the bathroom, right? He's, again, testing those new. So I was like, when your sister is not around, I'll explain to you. And I went with him. I stayed in the corner. And then, you know, like, so sister is copying, like, Mama, I want to go to the bathroom now. Well, she goes with mom and he goes like, okay, my sister's not here. Why don't you let me go to the bathroom by myself? I was like, so there are grown men who are mentally ill who look for young children so they can kiss them and touch them in the cheek and stuff. He goes like, that's weird. I'm like, and that's why I don't want you to ever be exposed to any sick person in the head who thinks it's okay to touch you the inappropriate way. And I know you do MMA. I don't want you to hit anybody ever, right? So we turn it into, yeah, I'm a tough guy, you know? So, but at the same exact time, like, do you know how much it sucks that I have to have that conversation with a kid who's not even 8 years old, right? But I do. He never asks me now. Like, so always like, hey, bathroom break. You got a minute? Yeah, let's go. So I love that I have that kind of relationship with my son. And the same thing goes for, you know, when you're watching your TV in your room, I don't have a problem. Now he's logged in with my YouTube TV, with my YouTube, and I have YouTube Premium, so there's no ads. So anything that he's watching, I have it in real time in my phone. I get a notification that says continue watching whatever show on your cell phone device. So all I have to do is take a peek and I know exactly to the minute what he's watching. And I don't give him a hard time. Sometimes I'll send a little text message. I'm like, hey, what are you watching? He's like, it's a dinosaur show. I'm like, I know, but I see that they're cursing and it gets bleeped. I don't want you exposed to that stuff. And I'll just get a text message from him. You got it. And then immediately he'll change it. But when his sister is around, he knows, and you heard it earlier, unless it's Dr. Binox or any of the Jesus shows that you guys watch or an educational video, I don't want any of those shows on TV while your sister's sitting here. Because they say, what the heck? And they prank each other and they hit each other playfully. Your sister is only 4 years old. She doesn't understand what you understand at almost 8 years old. I don't even want it to be exposed. And that's what I mean about there is no bad children. There is only bad parenting, because you and I have witnessed parents who let everything happen. And I'm going through that with the district right now, because they're letting the kids do whatever they want, and because they can't do anything about it. Like, I got a kid straight up peed in my daughter's, like, where she's supposed to take a nap. How are you as a teacher? Now, mind you, there's 6 kids in the classroom, and a kid whips out his personals and just starts peeing. Where are you, teacher? And by the way, the whole class is within like visual, like I can see, wall to wall. Another occurrence, a child completely took off her clothes, complete nude, and started writing with markers all over her body. And I had to find out from our daughter, how is that even possible? Well, we just got to be careful. No, that you, the grown up, have a 4 or 5 year old child that is naked, fully naked. And my child, who's never seen her brother in a shower as a baby, is exposed to that. And she's telling me, Papa, did you know what this kid did? And telling me how she put marker all over. So we went to the school and, we addressed what we needed to be addressed. I am convinced, Tanya, and this is not a popular statement because not everybody can relate, but I'm convinced we are to homeschool our children. We are to cover our children, not in a bubble, but in an educated environment where I can tell my kid that's bad and that's good. I remember when my son the first time started rapping one of his songs, Astronaut, and he has one curse word, the whole song clean, besides one little part. He always switches it. So he says, going around on this ship. I'll let you all get creative of what was it instead of ship. So he switches it, right? He switches it. But there was this one time, me and him are rapping, and then he said the curse word. And I know he didn't do what I think he just did right now. And I can feel him. He's looking like, is he going to react? So I just looked back. I'm like, that's the first and the last. All right. He's like, I know. I'm sorry. So just those little moments are important for you to say, that's a bad word, but we choose not to. I'm not trying to put my kid in a bubble, but I will teach my kid what is not okay to be said or what is not okay to be done, and enforce the law, if you will, in our own household, because that's just my core values. I don't know about you.
No, I mean, absolutely. Yeah. It makes complete sense. I just,
y'all, I got a woman to agree.
My gosh.
A woman just said, I'm right. Say it. Look in the camera and say, you're right. Say it.
You're right.
All right.
Didn't this happen
and it's a wrap, y'all. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you, everybody.
The last episode.
It happens every time. I'm a hypnotist, Tanya.
So let's talk about this. If we're talking about the fact that the things that are happening in this world, and it doesn't seem right to be getting better in many areas, and you have those that are either
like what?
What?
What's not getting better in many areas?
Meaning what we've been talking about, right? The violence, the children, the music, the socials, all that, especially when technology.
Externally, yeah. See, yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. I'm listening. I said finish your thought. I understand what you were referring to now. I didn't know what you meant.
Wait, did you have anything to say? Because I'm going to switch the subject.
No, we good.
Okay. So, with that being said, we have those that are working a full-time job and maybe transitioning into business, or they're in business and they're trying to manage all of those things. We have so many different variables there. But then we also have, like myself, a single parent, right? Almost 8 years now, right? So single parent.
Single and ready to mingle. I'm going to put a QR code with your profile somewhere. Like, right?
Better not put a QR code with my profile. Oh, you better not do that. I already get enough, okay? I get enough.
Wait, you get enough of what?
Get stopped enough.
Well, I mean, I just want to make sure, because, I already get enough. I don't know what that meant. I'm like, hey.
My nervous system could only take so much, okay?
Just saying. Go on.
I went to go pay my car payment, and I walk in, there's like 3 guys in there, like, I go there all the time, right? But I've been working on some things, and next thing you know, I get hit on, and they're like, maybe you should come work for us, because then we'll sell a lot of cars. And I'm like, you'll sell a lot of cars? Why? And I'm like, wait, what? Anyway, totally off topic. Why do you do that? Okay, anyway.
Do what?
Anywho.
She asked for a husband, so I'm trying to help out here, y'all. Let's go.
I can't with you right now.
Next time I have a clipboard with all their names.
With all the names? Okay.
Huh?
So go ahead, comment below, and we'll see what's going on. Okay. I'll have you go through my my matchmaker. His name is Ali Mazawi.
Word.
He'll give you his Calendly, and he'll just make sure that before we meet.
Mm-hmm.
Because, anyway. Totally off subject. Bro, bring it back.
Let's go.
Okay, so with that being said, then you also have like the single parenting. How do you effectively go from business to company, because you're building, and have a family, be a husband, be a single mom, be a wife? Like, there's so much in that, and a lot of people struggle with this. Like, a lot struggle with this.
So you want my perspective?
Yeah, just,
cool. Disclaimer, I don't claim to know it all, but I figured some things out.
Warning. Don't we have buttons?
Yeah, we have buttons. You want the noise? I'll give you the noise.
Yeah, give me noise. Give me something good.
Let's see. Like that?
That was not very heartfelt. I didn't feel it here.
Okay. Hold on. How about this?
You're taking it.
We're rocking Ali. All right, let me stop.
Keep that forever. You are going to get that in a meeting when we are with C-level. You're like this. Oh, I'm doing it.
That was so Borat.
I'm going to let you do that, and I'm going to spare the audience from me doing that. Mine's slow. But
at ME Studios, we don't just create campaigns, we build brands. Our mission is to transform your ideas into a compelling experience that resonates with your audience and elevates your brand identity. Hey there. Ever dreamt of launching your own branding campaign, but overwhelmed by all the moving parts? From concept to execution, the process can seem daunting. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Look no further. Welcome to ME Studios, your one-stop shop for all things branding. Imagine this, a place where creativity meets technology, and your branding dreams come to life. We start with pre-production. Our expert team dives into creative concept meetings, curates top-tier guests, and even puts together stunning headshots. We help you shape your vision and plan every detail meticulously. We even throw in AI-powered commercials to give you that extra edge. These commercials are designed to seamlessly integrate with your content, making your campaign not just informative, but also commercially viable. Next up, production. Picture yourself in a state-of-the-art studio with professional lighting, high-quality mics, and an inspiring atmosphere. Our studios are equipped with the latest technology to ensure your sessions are smooth and productive. We create power-packed segments split into 3 engaging parts, 15 minutes each, designed to captivate your audience. Our team ensures that each segment is filled with valuable content and keeps your audience hooked. Now, let's talk post-production. Our team meticulously edits your content, adding branded intros and outros, custom music, and flawless transitions. We take care of all the technical details so you can focus on delivering your message. We make sure your message shines brighter than ever. Our goal is to enhance your voice and make your campaign stand out in a crowded market. Finally, it's time to launch. We distribute your polished campaign across all major platforms, ensuring your campaign reaches the widest possible audience. But that's not all. We create viral reels, issue a national press release, and ensure your campaign gets the attention it deserves. Our marketing strategies are designed to maximize your reach and engagement. At ME Studios, we bring your vision to life. Our dedicated team works tirelessly to ensure your campaign is a true reflection of your brand and resonates with your audience. Your campaign, your brand, done right. We take pride in delivering high-quality, professional campaigns that make a lasting impact. Ready to make your mark? Visit themestudios.net and book your launch today. Our team is excited to help you start your branding journey. Thanks for watching, and let's get your voice out there. Together, we can create something truly special.
Okay. All right. Here's my perspective. That was a good.
So good.
We're gonna keep doing that transition music. All right. Good. Every time we got like
No,
a dark.
I can't get you out of my head. Now it's gonna be like.
I got that impact on a lot of people, y'all. You know what I mean? I live in everybody's head rent free. You know, make sure you attend my humility class every single day. I teach you how great I am. Okay. All right. Here's my perspective. Let me get into your answer. My answer is, first and foremost, and this is God's honest truth, right? The moment I put God first before anything and everyone, it's like Matthew said, every single day I only have to worry and do one thing and one thing only, is follow him. So the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, I just thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. All right, God, let me know what's up. Where are we going? And then thoughts starts to happen, and you start getting vibes. You start feeling some type of way about people, that you should be calling, or people that you should get rid of, and projects that you should immerse yourself into, and projects that you shouldn't, right? And that's so. So
you
put
have
God
Tanya telling you, "Don't do it. Step away. Back away. Don't do that project." Just letting you know.
Look, you asked me a serious question.
I know, but can you play it? Because I won't be able to concentrate.
No, I won't. Let me answer your question.
Not nice.
I'm not supposed to be. Put God first. Second, you have to write down your I call it the final destination, the address, if you will, of where you want to go. So if the goal is to be a millionaire, okay, so you gotta start with that, and then you gotta reverse engineer the whole thing, and then you'll know what fits into that reverse engineered concept or not. Like, a lot of people don't understand to be a millionaire is $86,000 a month, and you're a millionaire, right? Okay, well, let's take 86,000 and divide it by 4 weeks, and that's gonna give you a specific figure, right? What's that? 22,000, right? 21,000, and call it $22,000, right? So $22,000 a week. Okay, well, I'm going to take $22,000 and I'm going to divide it by 5 or 6 days, depending how many days I desire to work, right? Well, make the math easy for me. Call it $20,000, right? $1,000 divided by 5 days. All right, cool. So I got to make $4,000 a day. All right, to make $4,000 a day, let's say I'm going to work 8 hours. All right, I got to make $500 per actual hour. All right, what is it that I have to do to make $500 per hour for 8 hours in a row? And then you reverse engineer that. Let's say it's a course that I have, and I got to sell one course for $500 every single hour guaranteed. All right, cool. Well, what is my closing ratio? My closing ratio may be 20%. That means for every one person I'm going to close, I have to have an average 20 people that are supposed to be prospects. Cool. What is my conversion from my leads to my prospects? All right, then if my conversion ratio is 10%, that means I have to have 2,000 people on an email list, prospecting list, social media, funnel, whatever it may be that give. So there's a science to it all. But when you identify that science and you reverse engineer it, thank you.
I just want you guys to grasp all those numbers because they're actually real. We do that for a living
Ooh,
where
ooh, she just hit you with the doo-doo. We do that.
we do that. I just
Yeah,
needed
yeah.
to like come in and
I appreciate you. Yeah. So, but when you reverse engineer it all, and then you build a daily method of operation that is based on exactly what I just shared with you, where you start time blocking. Okay, I will give 1 hour a day so I can get a minimum of 400 leads, by any means necessary, right? Times 5 days, then that's going to give me the 2000. And then I'm on a time block, a time for presentation time. If I'm presenting my offer every single day, 1 hour. And when you do that and you start looking at your calendar with those working blocked hours, you start saying, I got 5 hours out of my awake time from 4 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at nighttime. Now you have a life. What do I want to do? Well, that's when I'm going to play with the kids. That's when I'm going to read. That's when I'm going to work out or whatever the case may be. And now when you do that, you have to get, if you have significant other or people in your family, to buy into that lifestyle. See, my wife is not a wife and a COO. She's my wife. We just happen to also be COOs of a company that we are operating together, whatever it may be, right? Like, we work out together because it's in our schedule. That time is workout, right? We have coffee time together because on the schedule, we decided, hey, every single day at this time, that's when we're going to eat, or that's when we're going to have coffee. We decided that after 8:30 at nighttime, shut it down. It's just me and you time. We get to watch shows or whatever it is that we want to. So when you have that, you start having an entrepreneurial lifestyle that you're not wearing different hats, because wearing different hats and different identities is going to create a lot of stress for you. However, if you have an organized system and a schedule that supports it, you're just waking up and enjoying your life. Just like I brush my teeth, I have coffee, I work out. Well, I brush my teeth, I have coffee, I work out, and then I get into my Zoom, and then I get into my phone calls, and then I get into my whatever it is. It's just routine. And it may be, not maybe, it will be hard. It will be hard, but eventually it gets easier and more fun. And and the funny thing is, true success stories, and I can promise you that true success stories are not moved by the monetary success that comes from it, or by the failures that also happen, those little phases where it's like, man, we're back in the desert and it's the drought, we're in dry season for a little bit, right? It doesn't shake us one way or the other. And that's where emotional intelligence really kicks in, where we are just doing what we do. And I guarantee you, we can make $1 million this year or make less than 50,000. We'll have the same exact laughters, jokes. We laugh at our issues, like we're like, yeah, can we just get grosser before we talk about that Bentley that we keep dreaming about? We laugh at our issues. We don't say, whoa, me, look at me. Like, yeah, it's serious. It's problems. It's opportunities that we have. But it just becomes such a routine thing that you can truly create a lifestyle. Now, everything that I told you, and I say it again and again and again, is not easy. But having the right mentor, having the right system, having the right environment, if you will, and I know for a fact that we can provide that for you if you desire and you have, that burning fire, we can cultivate and help you out. But at the same exact time, don't buy into the gurus that are out there that are like, give me 21 days and I can turn you into an entrepreneur. That is BS. That is not real. That is hype marketing. That is, give me all of your money and hopefully you get some deliverables. That is, I'm motivating you every single day, but I'm not giving you some deliverables. So I share that just because I'm a God-fearing person, and one day I have to respond to the man above. All right, that's a very long answer, but I hope that's satisfied.
I like the intentionality of it. And yes, I think that's one thing, is like kind of like what happened today, because we've normalized that things will happen. But in the end, it will always work out for our good. And in the end, we will always be able to have the wisdom, because we have the wisdom of God, that it'll work out. And so a lot of times when individuals are building in business or company, however they're doing, and they come into this entrepreneurial world, they think everything's going to be perfect. But really what you're doing is normalizing the things, your lifestyle, and setting the intention. And the more difficult, maybe uncomfortable part is because your nervous system and everything about you has regulated to and gotten used to, and your regular lifestyle. So then when you bring all these new things in, it's like, wait a minute, huh? And of course, my puppy.
I love it every time I see that puppy, because all you see is the tail. All you see is the tail.
Pluto, why do you do this to me, buddy? He does.
Got something to say.
He has something to say. Look at how cute he is, guys. He's like this.
You guys have the same haircut.
Did you just say we have the same? I'm done. He just said I had the same haircut. You know what? Put that on my dating profile.
Thank you. As I've mentioned, humility class every Saturday at 10 a.m. Come see me. I am extremely funny.
Right. Oh, and you did do that. Your stand-up comedy.
We can't talk about that.
Wait, this is uncut.
Well, I know we can be uncut, but that's like an in-person thing. Like I can't. It's missing context. It's missing the setup. It's missing the jokes themselves. And
no, yeah. I'm talking about the fact that
I did a stand-up comedy, yes, and I did it because I was terrified that I won't get a laugh, and I had people bawling out, which was good. Well, bawling out, laughing, not crying.
What I love what you do every year is you do something that makes you uncomfortable. You fought with MMA, then you did the comedy. This year, what is your goal?
Opening an OnlyFeet account and, making like at least $100 a day from my beautiful toes. I got some nice toes, like, especially if I take a picture while I'm tippy-toeing. Ooh! By the way, that is the dumbest thing ever. That just shows you how dumb guys are. Like you're willing to pay for an image of a foot that if you just go to Google, like as weird and creepy of a freak that you are, and you can just Google feet, and you can watch all the feet that you want, and you decide, I'm going to pay $5 for a picture of somebody's nasty feet. You filthy animal.
Get here. How did
it's you. I'll tell you. You ask me what am I going to do.
You're going to make it OnlyFans?
No, absolutely not. Look, I value myself. I am worth a lot more than $5 per picture.
Well, yeah, and your big toes too. Like they're very valuable. Okay.
And I have, see, now you're careful now.
They don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, I can tell them plenty of things that they don't know that we're talking about, and we can talk about it all if you want, raw and uncut.
You know what?
Well, I'm saying, let me tell you what I'm trying to do. There's two things that I'm trying to do this year, and I'm deciding on it, and I'll probably have a decision by July. The very first one, definitely skydiving. I want to jump out of a plane.
We talked about that.
Yeah,
yes, that I do know. What was the other one?
The second one, so many of you may or may not know that I used to do music. I used to go by the name of African Ali. No, you won't find any of my stuff. You sound like a seal. You sound like this. Like, you sound like a seal, just so you know. I'm just saying. If you guys wondering what a seal sounds like when the seal is excited, you don't have to go to the aquarium for the show. That's what a seal sounds like, ladies and gentlemen. So the second thing is I want to record at least 8 new tracks. Okay, take your time. She's choking. Give her a second, y'all.
You're so mean to me. No, so mean.
You done? All right. So I want to. I'm considering it, but the reason I'm considering it is you need the right producer that you vibe with, right? So I want to record at least 6 to 8 new tracks, and I want to sell out my own show, like a full blown production, And I love the venue where we've done the comedy show. It was 200 seaters in the front, and then there's like space where you can stand, kind of balcony view in the back and bar and all that stuff. So I would love to sell that out, and just like have a full blown show. Some of my old school, some of my new school. I got like I think 3 I got 7 mixtapes and 3 albums that I've done, since back in the day. The last 2 are very clean, very positive, still kept my essence of who I am. But prior to that, I was BC Ali, so I was a Eminem version. I was angry. My trauma is very, very dear. Oh yeah, my God, I was, like,
they weren't bad.
Nah. The ones that you listen to, that's the clean one. Lost Angel, that was clean. Like, no,
Okay.
that was the new stuff. That was the happy, like, I'm already at peace. Prior to that, oh man, it was, the Broken House was like my traumatic period of my life with my father and stepmom. Bring the Time Back was me talking about my whole life that I recall, for like literally I go through every event of my life, but if I could go back, here's what I would do to you for everything that you've done to me. So I would call out how you hurt me and how I'm gonna take revenge. It was like very angry. Yeah, I had that crazy side. But that was, like I said, that was no guidance, lost. That's why the song that you heard, Lost Angel, that song was very, very intentional. That was the first time I knew spiritually I was a lost angel. Like, I know that I'm good. I know that I have qualities and value, but I'm lost. Like, in that song, if you listen to it with spiritual ears, you'll think it's a gospel song, because the whole time it's just me asking, like, what else do I have to do to find this divine creator that's supposed to show me the light? And then it's all about confessions of, I messed up, I've sinned, I didn't keep Sabbath, I didn't, honor my father and my mother, I didn't, like the whole thing, like, and the last verse is like, all right, well, this is it, that's my story, and hopefully I find the right path. And it was such a healing. And when you're writing, you don't realize sometimes that you're like, this is my best work yet. So that song was so personal to me. I loved it so much. I never released it anywhere. Like, I released it eventually on private playlists, but I never released it out and like wanted to make a big deal out of it for the world to hear it, because it was such a personal song. I just, yeah. So that's the second thing, that I'm scared that I lost my musical touch. I'm scared that I lost my rapper value or relevance. I'm scared that I can't sell out a 200-seater, that people are like, get your old ass out of here. Like, you don't got it like that. Like, I'm scared with, and that's why I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And, I'll sell it. Like, if I put my mind into it, and with the resources that we have, you already know, I'll sell that sucker out. And if I do it, it'll be a big deal. Yeah.
So is that how you decide what you're going to do?
That's how I decide. Yeah. Every
whatever
year.
You're afraid of.
Every
it's
single
not like
year.
What you want to experience, but whatever you're afraid of is you say, I'm going to conquer one thing that I'm afraid of every year, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and we all have heard that, happiness is on the other side of fear. Fear is it. Well, no, you did. You're welcome. You got it. I'm glad I educated you yet again. You're welcome. You're lucky to be in my presence.
Yes, very blessed and honored.
I believe that fear is an imaginary creation of our own. I mean, biblically, as you know, 365 times in the Bible. Isn't it interesting? It's 365 times, one for each day. It says, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Oh, I think most of our sins or most of our lack comes from fear. It's like, hey, let's invest and buy and open and commit to a long-term, more expensive studio. But what if it doesn't work? That's the fear talking, But if you close your eyes and imagine it working, you're like, oh, it's the best thing that's ever going to happen. So I make a lot of my decisions, and thank God, if you have a healthy relationship, again, this is me, I don't claim to know it all, but that's just my view on life. If you have a healthy relationship, that God's got my back no matter what. Like, it's like you have that moment of close your eyes and you can envision God right here telling you like, have I failed you yet? Like, just remind me one time I didn't get you out of your shenanigans. And you're like, no, you always took care of me. It's like, then what's the problem, bro? Let's go. So that's where and I learned from you and a few other individuals that if it's good, it is from God. If it's not good, it's not from God. And that goes for thoughts specifically for me. When there's a negative thought, that's not from God. And yeah, long answers. Stop asking me questions. I don't want to feel like I'm the know-it-all. Like, you're the know-it-all of the group. You're the Beyonce of the group. I'm Kelly.
I thought I was Fergie.
Well, that's when we had a group. Now it's just a duet. You're Alicia Keys. I'm Usher. Terrible examples. They're
funny though.
I mean, they both kind of went south in their core values,
Gosh.
Alicia Keys is all about, she's all about, which I respect her artistry and I love her music. It's just, if I don't follow her on Instagram because she was pushing like all like Egyptian gods and other deities, like hardcore. And again, to each his own, man. Believe what you want to believe. It's just, for me personally, like, if it doesn't meet my core values and makes me feel some type of way, I just remove it. So I don't even have you, as you call it, like, remove that energy.
I do. I remove that. Yeah. I do that frequently.
Same goes for Usher. Every time I see somebody sharing Usher stuff, he's in Las Vegas giving cherries to married women. So I don't want to see that. Like, yeah.
Okay. It's so fun. I don't even entertain all of that stuff. So there's a lot that I don't know because I'm just.
Yeah, you're wifey material waiting for the ring. Baby, I love you. Anyways, all right. Look, this has been fun. I'm enjoying these conversations. What are we expecting next, Tanya? Like, I know we have a few busy weeks ahead. All right, you got to give some context. Ladies and gentlemen, we call that the ME vibe. We have
vibe.
In the studios, we have one area that has this big orange couch that everybody loves to be in. It's like you just gotta go to our channels and you'll get to see it. But when you say I want the couch without context, like.
Well, that's what you're here for. You explain all the stuff. I'm able to just say it and then you cover me.
Sure. I forgive you.
You forgive me? Okay, next. People, I'm sure, are wondering, are they really like this behind the scenes?
No, yes. This is as annoying as it gets working with Tanya. So you guys are seeing the suffering and the pain. This episode is brought to you. No, yeah. Let me do the commercial break. This episode is brought to you by annoying.com. Tanya is the face and the ambassador of annoying.com, a company that shows you how to not act when you are in public. Visit us today at annoying.com and enter the discount code Tanya for your 20% off.
Why is he so mean?
I have a job and a responsibility and a duty in this life. I finally found my purpose. God,
what is that purpose?
God has put it upon my heart right here. Just do what I'm doing right now. It works great. Yeah. No, on a real though, I appreciate you for Baltimore. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Jerome's Hurt story was impactful. I hope everybody gets to check it out.
We got to put a link to that somewhere.
Yeah, just check the caption or in the copy of this episode. There will be all that you need to know to help out and get educated too, because God forbid, if we don't know what we don't know, could you imagine they pick up your kids just because you're sharing their stories and putting videos? You're making money with your kids. And so what if we were making money as a family? I mean, look, do you go to YouTube right now? Ryan and Fun Squad and Super Kids and all those kids shows, that's what they're doing. How come you're not taking their kids?
They're meant for that. I think about little man, your little man, and he loves the camera. He's built for it. He's already spoken on stages. That little guy is constant. So to say that he can't do that or you can't do that as a father with him is kind of crazy.
What else do you have to say about Sebastian?
We'll post his pictures and his videos of speaking engagements. This will be his area to promote. right here. Insert here.
What else you have? No, I'm kidding. Yes. Thank you, God. He's a beautiful child in and out. And, and just for the record, I don't push him to do anything. He just does what he does. And I appreciate that about him. We are planning on being in Mexico next month for a special a few days of recording. And we're going to be working with Virtualverse and Global. This is going to be our first gig overseas this year. And we also have Wyoming in June and a few other trips that are being planned, which I'm super, super excited about. Whomever the person that's listening right now, if you got a struggle, if you got an area that you need help with on a personal note, just reach out if you just need somebody to talk to, real talk. But on a business set, look, no matter what your budget is, just talk to us. We have services as little as $1.30 a day. You heard that right, $1.30 a day. And of course, everything that goes, above that, we can help you and work with you in any way, shape, or form. But you don't ask, it's on you. Here we are giving you the sign. There's people who are praying for a sign every single day. This is your sign. Doesn't matter what your budget is. I just need to know your desire, and then I will guide you, even if it could just mean here's a quick video. I'm sending it from me to you just to watch it to help you out. But don't sit on your, butt doing absolutely nothing and expecting things to happen and change for you. I'm on a personal mission to call out the hype and the garbage. We talked about it last episode with Modair burning a lot of people globally. I'm on a personal note to kind of make sure that I want to do my part to educate people on all things business and also call out the hype marketers. There's a lot of people out there that are just lying and BSing people and thinking, who cares? I can also get new networks. And I'm not going to, at least I won't be in the same room or call out the person that is in the same room that I'm in if that's happening. What you looking forward to in the next 7 days, Tanya? Don't you dare talk about good internet. I'm just saying, you ruined last time by talking about internet. Go ahead. What are you looking forward to in the next 7 days? Give me something good. Tell me something good.
Hey. Okay. I'm excited about the group that we're building. And I'm excited about just getting everything flowing and systematizing everything and all the increase that's happening. Honestly.
Thank God.
I think we're finally in this place after a couple years, but we're finally in the place after taking those hits to really come out of it, but doing what we love to do. And with this podcast and with I Am and just all the things that we've done, it's I finally feel home. Does that make sense? So I think for right now, it's just, I want to protect that as much as possible. I think we're both mentally and spiritually and our families, we're just in a very, very good place right now.
I believe it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. M.E., Tanya, and I. Super excited on another installment. Definitely make sure that you hit us up. Visit iam.media. That's a platform that we just created for you. There's everything you can imagine that you could need, from merch to products and services to courses to exclusive access to resources as little as $1.30 a day. Or you can go to themestudios.net if you are an established entrepreneur or company and you need that visibility on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Audible.com, Fox, ABC, CBS, CW, NBC, and all of their subsidiaries. And we get it all done for you and with you. Just don't sleep on your own greatness, because we see you, just the world doesn't know you exist. And we want to make sure that we give you the visibility that you desire and you wish for. And before we drop, I got to do this.
What'd you name it?
Dance Fire.
Dance Fire? That means you gotta do that dance every single time.
I feel like out of all things in the show, that's the part that people are going to be gravitated to. Do the dance, Ali. Do the dance.
You have all this content, all this value, make a multi-million-dollar business, the whole strategy, financial breakdown, and everything. And they're going to be like, it's going to go viral.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, y'all. Ali Madawi, Tanya in the building. Peace out, everybody.
Yes.
At ME Studios, we don't just create campaigns, we build brands. Our mission is to transform your ideas into a compelling experience that resonates with your audience and elevates your brand identity. Hey there! Ever dreamt of launching your own branding campaign, but overwhelmed by all the moving parts. From concept to execution, the process can seem daunting. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Look no further. Welcome to ME Studios, your one-stop shop for all things branding. Imagine this, a place where creativity meets technology, and your branding dreams come to life. We start with pre-production. Our expert team dives into creative concept meetings, curates top-tier guests, and even puts together stunning headshots. We help you shape your vision and plan every detail meticulously. We even throw in AI-powered commercials to give you that extra edge. These commercials are designed to seamlessly integrate with your content, making your campaign not just informative, but also commercially viable. Next up, production. Picture yourself in a state-of-the-art studio with professional lighting, high-quality mics, and an inspiring atmosphere. Our studios are equipped with the latest technology to ensure your sessions are smooth and productive. We create power-packed segments split into 3 engaging parts, 15 minutes each, designed to captivate your audience. Our team ensures that each segment is filled with valuable content and keeps your audience hooked. Now, let's talk post-production. Our team meticulously edits your content, adding branded intros and outros, custom music, and flawless transitions. We take care of all the technical details so you can focus on delivering your message. We make sure your message shines brighter than ever. Our goal is to enhance your voice and make your campaign stand out in a crowded market. Finally, it's time to launch. We distribute your polished campaign across all major platforms, ensuring your campaign reaches the widest possible audience. But that's not all. We create viral reels, issue a national press release, and ensure your campaign gets the attention it deserves. Our marketing strategies are designed to maximize your reach and engagement. At ME Studios, we bring your vision to life. Our dedicated team works tirelessly to ensure your campaign is a true reflection of your brand and resonates with your audience. Your campaign, your brand, done right. We take pride in delivering high-quality, professional campaigns that make a lasting impact. Ready to make your mark? Visit themestudios.net and book your launch today. Our team is excited to help you start your branding journey. Thanks for watching, and let's get your voice out there. Together, we can create something truly special.